चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषु तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमय यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजय आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शांति शांति शांति। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter number 16, reading from verse number 58. So in the previous verses we studied basically the way to understand how we are separate from the body and we are witness to the three states of our existence, and we experience these by the grace of the Lord Paramatma. And one who forgets this, that it is Paramatma who is the basis of everything, and even thinks that we are also Paramatma, then such a person has to again and again take birth, go from one body to another, from one death to another. So now he says, Labdhva hi manushim yonim jnana vijnana sambhavam atmanam yona buddheta na kvachicchanu apniyat. So very simple instruction, straightforward statement, no complication. He says that this human body, Manushiyam, very important. Why? Because with this you can have Jnana and Vigyan. You can have understanding of who you are, of the world and what God, and you can also experience it. Both are possible in this human body. This is the greatness of this human body. Not that you go to the moon and you go here and you go there. That is not its greatness. Its greatness is that in this body you can actually experience God. So he says that after attaining this human body, which has this possibility, if one does not realize the Supreme Person, then there is no peace for such a person. No matter what he or she will do, there is absolutely no question of peace of mind and happiness. It's a very simple, straightforward statement. Whether one likes and one does not like, take it or leave it. This is the truth. So the idea is that this human birth is meant only for realizing God and not for anything else. That is the only business we have. Everything else is only to support our existence. Vivasya tattva jigyasa. Purpose of life is tattva jigyasa. Tattva is Bhagavan, Brahman, Paramatma. To know this, that is the purpose of life. And if one does not utilize this human body for this purpose, then it says that there is no peace. So Krishna also says this nasti buddhira yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavetah shanti ashantasya tasya. So nasti buddhira yuktasya, one who is ayukta, means not united with God, not engaged in devotional activity. And he says nasti buddhi, such a person does not have intelligence. And nacha yuktasya bhavana, such a person does not have love or feelings. Nacha bhavata shanti, without love, without devotion, without softness of heart, compassion, there is no peace. And without peace, there is no happiness. So very important statement. So he said that in the Upanishad also, I think in Svetasvatara Upanishad, some similar statement is made that if one does not know God, then one cannot be happy. Even if one can cover the whole sky. Charmadayas, Amstrat, Akasa. So, Upalakshana Jnanartham Avasyam Eva. Upalakshana Jnanartham Avasyam Eva Yatitavyam. So Jnana is what is described above. So he says that one should definitely try for this knowledge which is described above. And that is the purpose of this birth. Jnana means Shastrottham, that which comes from the study of Shastra, like Bhagavad. And Vigyan means Aparoksha, the realization of it, perception. Tayo sambhavo yasyam tam. Both are possible in the human body. So basically, human body is given for that reason only. When one takes a human birth, then God expects one to engage in spiritual is not doing it, then one is not working for the purpose for which it is given. And then the loss is only for oneself, because God has nothing to gain or lose from this. So, Kvachit Chamam Apnuyat Atmanam Jivam Parmeshwaram. So you know both yourself and the Parmeshwar. So that is understood from this. Smitva ihayam pariklesham tataha phala viparyayam abhyam chapya nihayam sankalpad virame kavi. So then he further explains that here in the material body we perform various types of material activities. Iha. Iha means chesta. So people engage in various activities, and there is a lot of pleasure, pain or suffering involved in that. So it says that one should remember this. We forget very quickly that we work hard to achieve something material, and there are only two possibilities: either we achieve it or we don't achieve it. If we don't achieve it, then our effort, our endeavor is not successful, and it's only a labor. Only some suffering. And even if we get the result what we wanted, still that is not very permanent. It's temporary and will not also satisfy us completely. It says Mritva ihayam pariklesham tataha phal viparyayam. And sometimes third possibility comes that not only that we don't get the result, but we get opposite of what we were looking for. We may engage in some activity or in some relation that thinking that you will be happy, but it may actually become more miserable. Or you eat some diet thinking this will give you help, but you may fall sick. So phala viparyaya, that's the opposite of what you wanted. So he said, if we remember this, then we will stop doing this, but we don't remember. And abhyam chapi anihayam sankalpat virmet. So one who is kavi, one who is intelligent, then one should stop this and understand that all these materialistic activities, they don't lead me to any peace or happiness. So he says, etas jnanechur jnata drishta drishta karma phalka karmanishtham tajat. So in the previous verse he was asking to acquire knowledge, that is the purpose of human birth. And in this he is saying that one should not endeavor for material goals. Because there are people, especially in the past, who used to engage very much in some yajnas or strategies to achieve something material. So he said that one should avoid that, because this will not give anything which will make you happy. Because there are only two types of result which come. One is drisht, visible, and the other was adrishta, when people were believing in the yajna that you go to heaven or something. Adrishta means invisible, which may come in the next life. So what comes in the next life, we don't know whether it will come or not. And even if it comes And Srimati Krishna says that it is temporary, therefore it will come down again. So what is the benefit if you lose it? So therefore one should become fearless by giving up sakam karma. No bhyamiti parthe kleshu pariyo na syatamiti smritva. And sukhaya dukha mokshaya kurvate dampati kriya tato anivrittira prapti dukhasya cha sukhasya. This is another paradox of human life. So he says that everybody performs activities for two reasons. Any activity you perform, there are basically two aims behind it, what you want to achieve. Number one, you want to get happiness. Maybe not immediately. You may be working to gain money, or you are going to school or college and working very hard to study. It's not giving you happiness, but the goal is that one day you get a good job, a good situation, a position, and you will be happy. So he says, male or female, everybody is working that I get happiness and I become free from suffering. Sukham me syat, dukkham ma bhut. This is the psychology, this is the inspiration behind all actions. Sometimes we do it knowingly, sometimes we do it unknowingly. Because happiness is also different types. Sometimes happiness comes immediately, but it may result in problems later on. So yattadagre visamaya karanani amritopam sukham sattvikam atmabuddhi prasadam. And there is happiness which in the beginning you do some activity, it's not very pleasurable, but the outcome is good. So that is happiness in sattva, and then which is pleasing in the beginning, but later on, parinami visamya, the outcome is suffering, that is happiness in rajas, in passion, some passionate activity, drinking, smoking, so instant gratification. And then there is happiness which is problematic from beginning to end, it is tamasa. So you go and take a heavy drug. So that is also some happiness. So he says everybody is doing activity for happiness ultimately. An ignorant fool is working to get happiness. That is another thing that he doesn't get. But he says that actually nobody gets it. Even those who are intelligent, they also don't get it. So they also suffer. But nobody stops to think why it is happening to me. We go on doing one after another and continue, but we don't stop to think that I planned this, I worked very hard, and even my plan was successful, but I am not happy. So then we plan something else and we continue. So this is one of the questions which was also asked by Vidura to Maitreya. Sukhaya karmani karoti loke datat sukham anyad uparam. Everybody works for happiness, but happiness does not come, and the misery also does not stop. So why is this? So this is because we are doing something wrong. For every effect there is a cause. So if I am not getting what I desire, then I must have done something wrong. Because to achieve a particular goal, one has to act in a particular way. If you want to go from here to Delhi, you have to take the right direction. If you take the wrong direction, you may have a nice car, you may be a good driver, and you are not sleeping while driving, but still you are not rich, because you are going in the wrong direction. very important to keep your direction right and the goal right. But sometimes people don't even know what is the goal. Sometimes they know the goal, but they are taking the wrong direction. So Shastra therefore is important to study to make these things clear. Jiva Goswami in the very beginning of Tattva Sandarbha, he said that there are three things which I will define: Sambandha, Avideya and Priyojana. So Sambandha is relation. What is relation? What is our relationship with God? What is the relationship with God? How God is related with everything. This is very important to know this. Because we are not alone in this world. How do we relate to anything around us? And then next is the process. How do I realize my relationship with God? What is the process? Means what is the path? Which is the highway I have to take? So there is Gyan Marg, there is Karma Marg, there is Karma Yoga, there is Bhakti. So he says it is Bhakti only, which is the proper path. And then where do I reach with it? What do I gain ultimately? Purpose. So these things you have to make very, very clear. If we are not clear about this, then don't expect to reach there. It's not possible. You cannot just remain in ignorance and then attain light, become enlightened. So that's why he said that this Manusham Yonim, and this human body, Labdhvaya Manusham Yonim Gyan Vijnana Sambhava. This human body is very important because in this you can get Gyan and Vijnana. And that is the only purpose. And if one does not try for this, then one is doomed. So Gyan means you have to have knowledge of Shastra and then you have to practice to get Vijnana, to experience it. Simple. And if we don't study Shastra, then we think that we will become liberated or whatever, go to Vakuntha. Then we can live in division for our whole life and hope and hope. So it will never work. It's very simple. So why did Vyasadeva write Bhagavatam? Vyasadeva was not satisfied unless he wrote Bhagavatam. So who are we? So Lord said that if you don't acquire this knowledge, you will not be peaceful. So how can we be peaceful without this? It's not wrong. So Jnanam Labdhva Param Shanti Achirena Digacchati. Lord Krishna also said in Bhagavad Gita that after acquiring this transcendental knowledge, one immediately attains peace. Because disturbance, why there is disturbance? Disturbance because of all kinds of desires. Ashahi paramam dukkham. Nirasam paramam sukham. All these desires in the mind, they are the disturbance. Every desire is a disturbance. When you have transcendental knowledge, then you don't have these desires. Immediately. So that is the test of knowledge. If you are peaceful, if you have proper knowledge, then you are peaceful. If you are disturbed, then something is wrong. You are understanding. And human body is given only for becoming Gyan Vijnana Sampannam. To have this wealth of knowledge and experience. And if you do not work for that, then don't blame God. Then people say, well, God is very cruel. Why so many people are suffering? Right? So many people are suffering, innocent people are suffering, he must be cruel. Either he is important or he is cruel. Or some say he doesn't exist. So that's not true. The mistake is our own. What can God do if we don't want to make any effort? So etad vivnoti sukhayati tridhi. So in these three verses he is describing situation of people in general in the material world. So it's not a very happy situation. एवं विपर्ययं बुद्ध्वा नृणां विज्ञाभिमानिनां आत्मानस्य गतिं सूक्ष्मां स्थानत्रय विलक्षणाम्. So he says that there are people who think they are very learned. Vigyabhimanina. They think that we know. And what are they doing? They are engaged in all these materialistic activities. So the sign of intelligence is not that you are very rich, or you drive a fancy car, or you have some high position in the society. It is not the sign of intelligence. The sign of intelligence is, are you peaceful? So he says, evam viparyam buddhva nrinam vigyabhimaninam. So to know that these people who are thinking that they are intelligent, they are also suffering, then one should not behave like that. So we should not become influenced by seeing materialistic people. Sometimes devotees, they become influenced by seeing them. Look, they are living like this. But where are they going? And actually when you go and see them, they are not very happy. So we don't have to follow them. So he says we should know that their result is not going to be good for Viparya. And Atmanasya gatim sukshmam sthanatraya vilakshanam. One should understand oneself distinct from the three states, the wakeful state, the dream state, and the dreamless state. Knowing that these three states happen only in the body and not inside me. I am different from this because I am witness to all three of them. दृष्टश्रुताभिर मात्राभिर निर्मुक्त स्वेन तेजसा ज्ञान विज्ञान संतुष्टो मद्भक्ता पुरुषो भवेत्. So they said therefore everybody should become a devotee. And how you become devotee? Jnana Vijnana Santushta. You have to have knowledge. This understanding of Shastra is very important. And then on the basis of that knowledge, you will have experience. So, rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. Vishyav nivartante niraharasya devina. Rasovarjam rasopyasya param drishtva. Param drishtva means when you have experience, when you realize, then you lose taste for all material pleasures. Because you are getting pleasure from spiritual platform. Atmandev Atmana Tushta. So then you are satisfied within yourself. That is called Sthit Prajna. When you are situated in the Supreme Lord, your mind becomes stable. Otherwise, all the desires keep coming inside and destroying. So, Samudra Mapa Pravashanti Advat describes that as the desires enter, just like the water, the rivers enter in the ocean. The ocean is not disturbed. Like that, the desires will not disturb anymore. So, Shaya Shanti Mapnoti Kam Kam. Only such a person can attain peace. Not one who is full of So this is not something which is very difficult to understand. Is it difficult? It's our experience in life. But still we don't want to understand. We think this is for the scholars. And this is for everybody, because it says, everybody says, Madhubhakta Purusha Bhavat. It's not saying that only some people have to become devotee. It says everybody should become my devotee. Manamana Bhagavata Madhyadi Namaskar. So that is Krishna's instruction in Bhagavad Gita, and now Lord Sankarshan is giving the same. So Jnana Vijnana Santushta, you will become satisfied with yourself. Wherever you will be satisfied. And you become devotee. What more you want? Otherwise, you try to say, well, I have all these desires, what will happen to these desires? These desires will leave you. They will go and catch somebody else. Because we only think these are my desires. These desires appear in the mind. Right? The mind is material. You are not the mind, so how it can be your desire? You just think, well, this is in my mind, that's all. It is outside. So don't catch it. Remain separate. I have only one desire. I want to be devotee. Human body is given only for that. That's what he said. He said the only purpose of Manushi is this. So if somebody designs a product, like somebody designed this mouse, so it is designed with a purpose. To control your computer. You can of course also use it as a paper, right? You will not say no. I want to use it as a piece of decoration. Looks nice. You can also do that. But it was not designed for that. So similarly, human body is designed by God. And it is designed for a purpose. It is described in Bhagavatam that Param Mudam Apadeva, that when human beings were produced, then Brahma became very happy. Before that he produced many other things. Human beings later on. So he was very happy because it does a very special purpose. If there are no human beings on this planet, what will be the value of this planet? Imagine no human beings on the earth. Does it have any meaning? Right? So human birth has a purpose. And that purpose is devotion. Do you agree? Or do you have some other idea?
Painting or something?
Those icons?
In the middle we do some other thing, but should we connect with this purpose?
Yes. So this should be our main agenda. Day and night. When you sleep at night, don't think of these other plans. Think how to be devotee. Don't dream of other ideas. Think, how can I become devotee? We don't do that. We are always dreaming of this person, that person. Right? That is not going to give you anything except some suffering. So you should only think this one thing. How can I be devotee? What do I have to do? And do only activities for that. If you do job, then do job only so that you can become devotee. Not for anything else. So then you will become satisfied. Then God will help you. Then God will give you grace. Otherwise, he says, okay, Yamaraj is there, he takes care of me. According to your karma, you will get the result. And don't blame him. He's not giving suffering to people. So therefore, this Atma, this self, he says, is very subtle. Atmanasya gatim sukshmam. It's not perceivable by our senses. We have to know it from Shastra. Our own Atma, our own self, and Lord Himself, they are not perceivable by the external senses. Unless Lord gives us the power to see. Paranchi khani vedranit swayam ho paran pashyati nantaratma kasyudhira pratyagatma nakshatra chakshu. So senses are designed in a way that they only go outside, externally. They don't see internally. But somebody who gets the blessing of the Lord can see this. So that blessing comes only when one desires. If you are not desiring to see Him, then why should He give you that? So etavan eva manujai yoga napunna buddhivi swartha sarvatmana geyo yat paratmika darshanam. So he said that this indeed is the only swartha. Swartha means selfishness. So people want to be selfish, right? So he said that the only selfishness is that you use your intelligence, your power to know yourself and your relationship with God. That is the real selfishness. So etavan eva swartha means this is the only welfare you can do to yourself. People want to be selfish because they want to do good to themselves, right? They don't want to be selfish. They think that by being selfish, I will be happy. But it says that the real swartha is only in this. Because swa means yourself, your atma, and artha means purpose. Selfishness, real selfishness means to know yourself. So, yat par atma eka darshan. So, to know that I and Lord, we are one in devotion. So, this is called expertise. This is the height of intelligence. Nothing else. So yoge napunyam yasya sadhuddhir yasham tairmanam. So those people who have their intelligence in yoga, what do they do? Sarvatmana sarvaprakarena geya, with all their self, with all their being, swartha anisht parihara isht prapana samartha purushana prarthana vaspuyata. So swartha he translates as that selfishness, which means that I become free from those things which are not beneficial. And to attain that which is good for me. Can you put this in the other computer? This, probably leave it. Now some other funny fellow has come and said I cannot hear you. Tomorrow you should use my computer. You must have mentioned. So that is the purpose of Swartha. So what is the real Swartha? It says that Pratni Vastu, it's only one thing to be bagged, one thing to be acquired. That is our relationship with God. Yat Paratma Ekya Darshanam. Parasya Paramatmana Atmana Swasya Ekya Darshanam. Apritak Siddha Sambhana Darshanam. So the literal meaning is oneness between yourself and the Lord, but that oneness is not physical oneness, but oneness of love. That is the real one. So we can have this works. So that is the only thing to be desired. यद्वा परमात्मना परम आत्मना एक दर्शनम एकत्वेन प्रकारत्वेन एककारेण च दर्शनम यद्वा. Or another meaning of Paratma ek darshan is that you see only one Lord everywhere. That is Paratma ek darshan. यद्वा परस्य परमात्मना आत्मना स्वस्य एक दर्शनम परमात्मना प्रकारित्वेन एककारेण स्वस्य च तत्प्रकारत्वरूपेण आकारेण दर्शनम. Or to see oneness in the sense that just as Lord is transcendental, then we are also transcendental to matter. And thus we have oneness. So to have that is called Paratma darshan. Tometat shuddhaya rajan pramatto vacho mama jnana vijnana sampanno dharyanna susiddhasi. So now this is the last statement he makes. He says that, O king, you have listened to my words with faith. Etat shraddhaya rajana pramatto vacho mama. And you understand it. Jnana vijnana sampanno. You will attain knowledge and then realization, and very quickly you will attain perfection. But to say that don't be inattentive, don't be careless, apramata. Otherwise you can be in trouble. So Jiva Goswami, he makes a very nice comment on this. Why the Lord is using the word apramata, or don't be inattentive. He says that यत् पूर्वमुक्तम् अधुना च सिद्ध्यसि इति तद्द्वयमपि वर्तमान सामीप्य नैव ज्ञेयम्. Says that earlier he said that you are siddha, and now here he says you will become perfected. Says this is to show that very quickly he will be like that. Tatra api apramatta san mama vacho dharyanti bhavi vigno heturapi dishta. But because he is saying that you be attentive, don't be inattentive, by this as if he is indicating that some problem is going to come in the future. So he is already indicated. And that problem is that will be described in the next chapter, where he is going to make fun of Lord Shiva and then get cursed by his wife and become Vitrasura. Because this whole story was told as a question, as an answer to the question that we already read about Vitrasura, that who was this Vitrasura? He was although an Asura but such a great devotee. So now Lord, he stops his talk here and he says, Sri Shuka Vacha Ashwasya Bhagavanitam Chitraketum Jagadguru Pashyatastasya Vishwatma Tatasya Antardhade Hari. So in this way, giving comfort to Chitraketu, the supreme teacher of the world, Lord Sankarsana, and Chitraketu was looking at him, then he just disappeared. So just right in front of his eyes became invisible. So this is the end of this chapter. This is the Bhagavate Mahaparani Paramaham Samhidayam Sashtasthande Chitraketu Paramatma Darshanam Nam Shodasodhyaya. So in this chapter we studied how Chitraketu, he was given the instructions by Narada Muni after his Chitraketu's son had died because the son was poisoned by the queens. And he was very much in grief. Then Angira and Narada appeared at that scene, and when they saw the king grieving so much for the dead son, then Narada, he called the dead son. So he called the son, and the son started speaking. He said, "Which father are you? I have so many fathers. So many lines. So why shall I bother about you? My time was only this much, and now I am going." So after hearing this, Chitraketu, he woke up from this grief and he realized and he became renounced. And then Narada gave him the mantra, which he chanted. And then because of the power of the mantra, he had darshan of the Lord. So when Lord, he had nice prayers to him. And then Lord, he himself spoke very nice philosophical points, how to understand Atma and Paramatma. And then he instructed Chitraketu about taking to devotion, because that is the only purpose for human life. So this is how this chapter ends. In the next chapter it will be described how Chitraketu became Vikrasura. So that we will start now. Is there any question on this?
You're emphasizing studying knowledge a lot, but even though Chaitanya said that association was number one, even after your creeper started to grow.
What is important?
Association.
And what does that mean?
Associating with elevated souls.
Hmm?
Associating with elevated souls.
Yeah, what does it mean, association? Sitting down and looking at them or listening to them?
And questioning.
Tad vidhi pranipadena pariprasnena sevaya. Udrekshante te jnanam jnaninas tatu darshana. That's what Krishna says. But if you want to know, then you go and you pariprashna, you ask questions and do seva. That is the meaning of association. Association doesn't mean that you just go and sit. That is concern.
And the importance of that with the knowledge.
Yes. Because without knowledge, what will you do? Without knowledge, you are in ignorance. Right? Everybody is born in ignorance. Nobody is born enlightened. Somebody is some avatar. Everybody takes birth in ignorance, and everybody has to learn. And if you don't learn, you remain ignorant. That's why the Shastra exists. So that you can attain knowledge. And we like knowledge anyway, right? Everybody likes knowledge, right?
No, because they can contort it to the way that it suits them nicely if they're doing it alone. Because they can contort it to the way it suits them nicely if they're doing it alone.
Why you want to do it alone?
Oh, I don't want to do it alone. I'm saying that this is what happens if we don't put importance on association.
It has to be. That's the system. Jnanam anyado bhavet. Knowledge comes from the other. means qualified teacher. You cannot get knowledge from yourself. Everything we know actually we know from others. A child, you start learning from others. Only when you grow you think, I'm getting it myself. So there is a way to get knowledge. Knowledge transferred. So get the proper way. Because if we want proper result, we have to know it properly. And if we have to know it properly, then we have to do the proper thing to know it properly. If you want to become a doctor, engineer, something, then there is a way to get that proper knowledge. You don't become yourself. Right? You study from professors. So if there is some material knowledge, you have to study from professors. It is transcendental knowledge. It has to be studied. So that is the meaning of sadhu sangha. That's what it means. So Rupa Goswami says that Guru Padashraya Tasmat Krishna Dikshadi Sikshana. Says you are interested in spiritual life, and what do? Says, take shelter of Guru. And who is Guru? Guru means teacher. Guru is not something. Guru means who gives knowledge. And what do? Take Diksha means you accept him formally. That's what is called initiation. Means now you begin. Like you get admitted in the college. And then Shikshana. Next thing is Shikshana. So Guru Padashraya Tasmat Krishna Dikshadi Shikshana. Then you study from him. That's in the very beginning. That's the process. Everything else comes from that. Because only when you will have Shiksha, when you will have education, then you will know how to act. You have to act in the path of devotion, and so many things are done, chanting, puja, prayers. You have to learn it. And this is not the only thing you have to learn. You have to learn actually who you are and how you are related to this process. And this knowledge you have to acquire from a qualified teacher. That is the purpose. So whenever you see about Guru, whether you read Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, Krishna say the same thing. So, Tasmat Gurum Prapudyata Jigyasu Shreyattam. Krishna said in the 11th canto. So, Tasmat, same word. That if you are serious about spiritual life, then Tasmat Gurum Prapudyata. Guru and Prapudyata takes shelter of Guru. And qualification of Guru, Shabdai Parichandishnatam, Brahmani Samasva. Guru is one who is learned and experienced. And also practicing. Three things. So it's very clearly stated. So that sadhu sangha means that